Hi, I'm Cora, Serverlog Kid. Today's question is, what is the difference between analytics and serverlogs?
So, Cora, that is a brilliant question, and that came in via our contact form. What is the difference actually between server logs and something you might see in Google Analytics? So in this short video I'm going to try and explain what the difference is between the two and when and where you should use them. So yeah, for this video I'm going to try and explain the difference between what server log analysis is and what looking in, say, Google Analytics is. And we're going to make some assumptions to start off with. We're going to assume you've got standard server log collecting, and we're going to assume you've got something like Google Analytics or Adobe, which are the two platforms I've used, and they're standard setup. Obviously you can do some modifications to them. So yeah, let's dig into it. What is the difference, and who is to use which version? And the short answer is it really does depend. Like most things in SEO, it depends. But it really depends on what type of marketer you are. Both are great and both are useless. So really, it depends what you need to get out of it to which version you need to use. So let's take analytics for example. All PII, so personal identifiable information, is hidden. So things like someone's IP address or more detailed information about them is completely hidden. Whereas in your log files, you can get access to that. So if you're in the fraud team and you try and track fraudulent orders, you might want to use your server logs because you can get the IP address and maybe block that IP from visiting your website, or give that IP to the police if it's big orders. But if you're an email marketer and you really only care about email traffic coming into the website and what is it converting, which emails are clicking, which products are clicking, you might only really need to use Google Analytics because you don't really care about the logs. So analytics is more human data, what's happening, what users are doing on your site. It blocks majority of the bots, it blocks majority of spam traffic from actually appearing in the reports. Like GA is not perfect, you can add filters to block even more, but its aim is just to show human data, whereas logs shows you everything, humans and bot data. So in GA for example, you might be able to look at things like the location of users, the source of medium they've come in from, are they a returning visitor? You can compare date ranges. Majority of that stuff you really can't do, or you can't do easily in log file analysis. Whereas logs, you're looking at, mainly you're using it for looking at bot traffic, so what Google bot is doing on your site. I'm not going to really cover too much about that because there's plenty enough videos on that. But then you're also looking at errors, what page is triggering 404. This came up about 3 months ago, maybe 4 months ago now. Someone had forgot to put GA on a certain section of their site. It was on, it was like a 404 page, but for older browsers it just said, it flagged up and said, sorry, your browser is old, please download. But they didn't put GA on that one specific page, so they had no idea how many visitors were going to it. It wasn't until I did a bit of server log analysis and were like, how come this isn't appearing in GA? And they realised and they put it on. So it can actually help you identify pages which don't have GA tracking installed. Like I said, it's good for fraud protection for log file analysis. You can dig in and see what bots, the IP address of the people coming to your site is. You can block that IP. Yeah. People that tend to do more log file analysis are technical SEOs looking for errors on the site. Developers, again, looking for errors on the site. Log file analysis is more about trying to spot errors, trying to spot what Googlebot is doing, trying to find issues on your site. Analytics is more looking at the human side, so where are your customers coming from, who's buying from your site, what age are these people. GA tries and gives you a rough age of the person, it knows quite a lot of details, pretty accurate. So you can look at the age of the person, what gender they are, what their interests are. How people, like GA is great for saying how many people are on my website right now. I've just sent an email campaign out, is it working? I've just done a PPC campaign, can I see traffic coming in, etc. So it's great for things like that. So it really depends on what you need to do to get. So let's cover that in summary. So analytics is if you want to look at human data and what people are doing on your website. Logs are more looking at errors and what bots are doing on your data. So yeah, it really depends on what your needs are to whether you need to, what you need to do with them. I hope that you find that useful. This person is Serverlog Kid, follow him on Twitter, add him on LinkedIn. I'm Andy. Follow us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon to get new notifications of new videos, or join our Facebook group, On Page Rocks Technical SEO Made Easy, where we try and make technical SEO that a little bit easier for you. Thanks. Bye.